Very devastated. I didn't think my tenant would be accused of this accusation that, he's in now.
Tonight on DC News Now, a self-defense instructor accused of raping a woman in his training class is arrested. Why police fear they may be more victims.
Thousands are getting ready to celebrate Pride in the district. At the same time, events are continuing for America's big birthday. We're taking a look at how patriotism and pride can coexist.
We're tracking the heat, humidity, and that storm threat out there for your Thursday. Timing it all out coming up.
I think if you plan ahead, yes, it makes sense, right? And a lot of people that are going to be inconvenienced and not happy.
If you plan on flying out of DC this summer, plan ahead. Why Reagan National is shutting down runways around the nation's birthday and the other disruptions you need to be aware of.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. A Maryland man who runs a self-defense school in Silver Spring is accused of raping one of his students.
Montgomery County police say they have that suspect in custody, but they fear there may be more victims. DC News Now's Dave Laval joining us live outside the Fanote Training Academy.
And Dave, what are we learning about the attack?
Good evening to you, Susan and Chris. What we can tell you up to this point is police told us the attack happened on the second floor of this building here in Silver Spring behind me. It happened early last month, and even now, neighbors are still shocked by what happened.
Very devastated.
Susana Saleshi manages the building where Fanote Training Academy is located. It opened 4 months ago.
I didn't think my tenant would be accused of this accusation that, he's in now.
Montgomery County Police say Melissa Semaine raped a woman at the business he owns back on May 5th.
He was a nice guy, very humble, very down to earth, and willing to help the community.
Investigators say the victim went there to take a self-defense class. She had been the only other person in the room at the time. The victim, according to police, notified them of the attack the following night.
We're concerned that there might be other victims.
Shara Goff is a spokesperson for Montgomery County Police. She says investigators executed a search warrant at the business May 14th and recovered several pieces of evidence. Semaine turned himself in to police June 14th. Investigators encourage anyone who had contact with him to contact police.
He is now in custody. He can't hurt anyone else, and he can't hurt anyone who may have previously been victimized by him.
And Semaine is charged with second-degree rape and attempted second-degree rape. He remains held without bond. We're live in Silver Spring, Maryland. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Well, developing now at 9, we are getting new images of a fire on the Potomac River. The boat completely charred. This is at Haynes Point. As crews worked to put out the fire, there was smoke billowing into the air. DC Fire saying 5 people were rescued from the 25-foot boat. Nobody was hurt.
All right, we have our chief meteorologist, Jackie Lair, and the conditions have changed from beautiful low humidity, and the heat is cranking up.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be even hotter as we look towards tomorrow. More humidity, and then the threat for storms, too.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
yeah, we got to be aware of all 3 of those tomorrow. I mean, the last couple of weeks we've been dealing with, the hazy, hot, and humid conditions at times, and it looks like tomorrow will be one of those days out there for your Thursday. But we're watching these storms back out towards the Midwest right now, as those continue to move their way closer and closer towards our area. That warm front draped farther off towards our north, and we're slowly noticing more of those clouds building in at this point a little bit after our sunset. That was just a little bit after 8:30. Temperatures right now still holding into those 70s to low 80s. Currently 81 right now in DC and Leesburg. We're seeing those 70s though up and down the I-81 corridor already. And dew points, those are continuing to climb. Now seeing those 50s off towards the north and west, lower to mid to even upper 60s as you head farther south and east. And that's going to continue to expand farther off towards our north and west over the course of the the overnight. So get ready for more muggy conditions overnight and then turning much more humid out there tomorrow. Overnight lows tonight, upper 60s to right about 70. That's what we start the day with tomorrow before we crank up that heat. Low to mid 90s for much of the area, but we do have that storm threat that I do want to talk about now, the latest timing of those and what you can expect for the rest of the work week and into the weekend coming up.
DC News Now is your local election headquarters. It's a new era for politics in the district, and for the first time in years, November's general election and ballot will not include Mayor Muriel Bowser or Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton. Both are not running for re-election.
This was a competitive primary where votes are still being counted in the district's debut of ranked choice ballots. So in the race for mayor, Janice Lewis George is polling the highest as of this hour, followed by Ken McDuffie, Gary Goodweather, and Rini Sampath.
In the D.C. delegate race, the AP is calling Councilmember Robert White the winner with a whopping 63% of the votes. Brooke Pinto is a distant second at 21%. Now, White is expected to breeze through the general election in November to become only the third delegate to represent the district in Congress. Now, the Board of Elections did not start releasing results until close to 11 last night. They say the ranked choice ballots were part of the reason for the slow returns.
And this style of voting can cause delays in a few different ways. There were extremely long lines causing those delays. 6 polling sites had hundreds waiting in line. Polls closed at 8 p.m. In D.C., does not release election results until everyone who got in line before 8 gets a chance to vote. The first round of results dropped a little before 11 last night, nearly 3 hours after the polls closed. Officials say it took people longer to physically vote, and at least 2 polling sites ran out of printer ink.
Because the ballot is very, very long to print, so they're printing these long ballots all day long. We got, technical crew to deliver the ink right away.
And we're told more than 20,000 people dropped ballots in those drop boxes on Election Day. Mail-in ballots are also being received and counted, which will continue in the coming days. The BOE expects to do the first round of ranked choice voting tabulations on Sunday.
In the special election for an at-large council seat, right now it's Alyssa Silverman leading with 55% of the vote. Donnie Crawford trails with 25%.
In the race for the at-large council seat, Oye Owalewa has a more than 2-to-1 lead over Lisa Raymond tonight.
For the results so far, though, it does appear that voters have shifted towards more progressive candidates. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to take a look at how the results show a change in the political landscape.
And of course, we will continue to bring you the latest results as well as how ranked choice voting is impacting the final count. Stay with us both on air and online at dcnewsnow.com. And be sure to stay with us as we gear up for Maryland's primary. Early voting continues through tomorrow night. Primary election day is next week on Tuesday. We will have our DC News Now team there at the polls to bring you the latest results as they come in, both on air and online.
Virginia now has 2 new laws protecting reproductive rights. The governor signing the legislation to guarantee women have access to birth control and requires health insurance plans to cover contraceptives, including over-the-counter options. Governor Abigail Spanberger says these laws were vetoed by the Youngkin administration.
Well, this weekend, thousands of people will celebrate Pride in the nation's capital as preparations continue for America's 250th birthday.
And it does have some questioning how to be both proud and patriotic. DC News Now's Ben Dennis joining us live there in DuPont Circle. All
right, so Ben, good evening. How are people celebrating Pride while reflecting on what it may mean to be patriotic?
We brought that question to folks right here. Hey guys, good evening. Walk through DuPont Circle. It's hard not to find a rainbow flag either hanging from a house, from a business, or from a local mom and pop shop. It is this neighborhood that has been a hub for DC's queer community for decades. The question tonight, as America prepares to celebrate 250 years, well, how do people see themselves in that history? And if pride and patriotism can coexist?
In the nation's capital, the rainbow flag waves among the red, white, and blue. And in DuPont Circle, where queer history is long-standing, I asked one question. What does it mean to be patriotic during Pride?
That means that I will continue to be here no matter how many people don't want me to be here, how many people they don't accept me.
It means to be proud of who you are and be proud of your community. So I do think pride and patriotism do go hand in hand.
The answers are as different as the people who live here.
It is an important part of being a member of this nation to be an ally.
I think to be patriotic in this country, you need to be able to stand up to the institutions that are there, fight for your rights, continue to protest, and just keep trying to make it a better country for all.
Today's Pride events come as the country commemorates America's 250th birthday. 2 celebrations, 2 sets of historic symbols. And for some, those symbols don't always feel the same.
They're not synonymous, prideful and patriotic. I think that you can have pride in being a patriot, and you can be patriotic being prideful, but it's a very complex overlap.
Others say the ideals of America's founding, liberty and justice for all, are the very reason they celebrate Pride.
I have the right to be me, and that's actually what this country was supposed to be founded on. The freedom to be who you are.
And while not everybody may agree on what patriotism means and that definition, the ability to be yourself and to debate what America should be very well may be part of what defines this country. In DuPont Circle, Ben Dennis, DC News Now.
All right, Ben. Well, it'll be a busy weekend across the DMV. In addition to Pride celebrations, Friday is Juneteenth. Metro trains will run on a weekend schedule for the holiday. Buses will operate on a Saturday supplemental schedule. And on Saturday, stops in the green and yellow lines will be your best option if you're taking Metro to the Pride Parade. DuPont Circle Station on the Red Line is closest to the block party on 17th Street. And for Sunday's Pride Festival, Metro riders can take the Red Line to Judiciary Square or the green and yellow line to Archives. Changes in nearly 50 of Metro's bus routes across the DMV also go into effect on Sunday.
Friday is Juneteenth, and there are several celebrations marking the end of slavery in the U.S. There's a block party on Friday in the district. It's from 10 until 10 over at the Anacostia Museum. The celebration in Maryland is happening at National Harbor, featuring Black-owned businesses. It's from 11 until 7. And over in Northern Virginia, Fairfax County is hosting a commemoration featuring powerful storytelling, family activities, food, and guided historic tours. For a full list of these events, just go to our website, dcnewsnow.com, and search Juneteenth.
Coming up here in DC News Now at 9, plan ahead. Why 4th of July celebrations will close DCA runways, causing likely flight delays.
The longest day of the year happening this weekend, how some Smithsonian museums are celebrating.
And ahead at 9:30, a major drug bust near DC Elementary School, while the FBI says this is just the beginning of a summer crackdown.